Recently, I've been reading a lot about the two kinds of people in lockdown. You've got people who are busier than they ever were, and you've also got people who suddenly have loads of time on their hands. I fall very much in the latter camp, and that got me thinking, I should be using this time to be productive and learn new skills and whatnot, and that obviously led me to deciding to learn to write left-handed, which is what we're going to do today. So I've got my pen here, my paper, and my timer, and my success criteria are going to be joined up, legible, decent speed, and what I'm going to do is test my brother at the end of it to see if he can work out which is my left and which is my right hand. How hard can it be? 0 minutes on the clock. Now, picking up the pen. I'm not even sure I know how to pick up how to hold a pen. So I'm going to warm up with the alphabet a couple of times. So this is what we have so far, and I've also drawn with my right and my left hand, and as you can see, big difference. So we've got quite a lot of work to do. So the reason that I thought I would be able to learn to write left-handed was because my grandfather was left-handed, and when he was at school you weren't allowed to write with your left hand, so he was forced to write with his right hand. But then, when he was a bit older, he had a motorcycle accident and broke his right wrist, which meant that he couldn't write with his right hand, so he had to learn with his left hand. So he's actually completely ambidextrous now, and his writing is totally different, left-handed and right-handed. And I thought, well, if he can do it, then I should have a go. I'm writing one side of A4 each session, which is a variation of the very popular Pomodoro technique of practising. The idea is that sessions of 25 to 40 minutes are broken up by regular breaks of 5 to 10 minutes, keeping you interested and focused while you're actually working. By comparing the time it takes me to finish each side, I'll get a good idea of how much my writing speed is improving. Today I was amazed to see that my descenders were way better than the day before, when my Ys had looked something like sort of crazy ice cream cones. Here I'm writing out the opening of Nicholas Nickleby by Charles Dickens, which I'm reading at the moment. I chose it because it's 764 pages long and so it should keep me busy. Today I started trying to join up my writing, which felt faster, but definitely made my writing even more wobbly. I did feel like my hand was more strong than before, and I felt like I was making good progress. I could definitely feel that I was getting faster and smoother by this point, even though some bits, particularly the up and down letters, were pretty wobbly. I felt like this one was a lot faster, and that basically I'm as ready as I'm going to be to ask people to pick. Okay, today's the day. I think I've done enough practice to test out whether people can tell the difference between my left and my right hand. So I'm going to write out the sentence: the brown dog jumped over the lazy fox, which has all the letters in the English alphabet, so it's pretty good to do. And then I'm going to put it on Instagram with a poll, and we're going to see whether people can tell the difference between my left and my right hand. Okay, so here are my attempts, most of them with my left hand and one of them with my right hand. And if you want to have a go and see if you can guess which one is with my right hand, just pause the video. And the answer is C, which I do think is pretty obvious, but after just over 4 hours of practice, I think that that's not a bad attempt. I think that, where it really comes out is quite obvious is the Q's and the J's and the K's, where I just don't quite have the control to keep everything straight and sort of neat and regular. But yeah, pretty good attempt. Let's see what the results of the Instagram poll are. And the results are in. As you can see here, most of my friends are pretty sharp-eyed and seem to have been able to work out that C was the one with my right hand. That said, I'm pretty pleased that almost a quarter of people thought that some of the other ones could be with my right hand, so that's a success in my book. I definitely noticed that I got faster and neater from practicing. If I look at my first day ones, then they're sort of round and sort of falling off the page and absolutely huge, and they get neater and sort of close together and more controlled as they go on. And by the end of it, it could be mistaken for a sort of messy 12-year-old. So I think that that's pretty successful. It's a really fun thing to do. You get really into just making the letters. You don't really think about the words that you're doing, and so it's quite therapeutic. And very much recommended if you have a very quiet Sunday afternoon with some time spare. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and that maybe you'll even have a go writing with your left hand, or even doing anything that you can't do at the moment, but which you, with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to do. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe here. It takes 2 seconds for you, and it makes all the difference to me. Thanks so much, and till next time.